Hey guys, welcome back to Wellness at Home. This is Ian. Come for a walk with me. In today's video, we're going to discuss 5 morning habits for a better day. But first, before we get into it, I wanted to let you know that if you enjoy content like this, you can help support the channel by simply hitting that like button and clicking the subscribe button. This shows YouTube that the content has some kind of value and will help the algorithm suggest similar content for you in the future. This maximizes the value that you get out of YouTube and will help push the material out to other viewers. So please go ahead and like and subscribe because it's completely free and everybody benefits. I truly appreciate it, guys, and with that said, let's get into the video. So my first morning habit is actually not really a morning habit, so it's kind of a cheat, but green lights. So the idea being, you give yourself a green light the night before or the day before for the next morning. Matthew McConaughey did a whole book on this, Green Lights it's called.
Alright.
And he obviously, there's a lot more to it, but the biggest takeaway I got from it was just doing things and creating habits in an evening that make your next morning easier, which obviously sets you up for a better day. So I also got this from my dad. He just did this for years, and he'd do strange things like, well, I mean, they seemed strange at the time to me. They make perfect sense now. He would do things like put his tea bag in his teacup ready for the next morning, and he would fill the kettle with water and even boil it, which I found really weird. But in his own mind, he was setting himself up for the next morning. So I'd ask him, I'd say, why don't you just do that in the morning? It's quick, it's easy. All it is putting a tea bag in your cup. And he'd say, so I don't have to think about it in the morning. He would do the dishes like the night before and make sure that the sink and the countertop was clear of any dirty dishes. Just because he didn't want to have to think about that when he got up the next day. Pretty awesome. I mean, how many times have you had it where you wake up in the morning and there's a sink full of dirty dishes with encrusted food, and you think, oh, I've got to deal with that now, or screw it, I'm going to deal with that when I get home from work tonight or later. But then later always comes around and it's like you forgot about it, and now you remember. It's like, oh damn, got to do that now. So yeah, green lights. So it can be something as simple as putting your coffee in the pot ready for the next morning, so all you have to do is flick a switch. It could be if you're going to work the next day, meal prep. Putting your pack up together, putting your sandwiches together, putting them in the fridge, all ready to go. Even down to your breakfast. For example, if you're going to make, I don't know, a banana omelette, like I did the banana omelette video. I'll put a card in the corner here, check it out, it's awesome, you'll love it. So you could even though the batter is nice and easy and quick to make, you could do that the night before and throw it in the fridge so you're ready to go. It could be clothes, like get your clothes ready for the next morning, ready for work. So all you have to do is just literally go and put them on. You don't have to go through your closet and decide what it is you're going to put on that day. You're all good to go. The decision's already been made the night before. The beauty of this kind of practice is it really helps remove any anxiety of the next day. You can go to bed knowing that you've done all you can do and you are fully prepared for the next day. That way things are not going to be on your mind and you're probably going to have a better night's sleep. Yeah, so give yourself a green light. Tip number 1, give yourself a green light for the day by preparing the day before. And the seagulls behind me are really enjoying the farmer laying the new seed. That's kind of cool. So hopefully you can hear me above the noisiness of all these birds. Tip number 2, do not have your cell phone by your bedside. When we have our cell phone by the side of our bed, we're tempted in the night, if we get up to use the washroom or whatever, to look at it perhaps. When we wake up in the morning, it's right there. We're surgically attached, it seems, to our phones these days. So what do? We have a look at what time it is on our phone. Then we'll see notifications, we'll see messages, text messages, missed calls, we'll see emails, we'll see Facebook messages, Instagram, whatever. Bad. Because what happens when you grab that phone and you start seeing messages, curiosity takes over generally, right? So we start looking, oh, I wonder what that text message has to say. I wonder what that Facebook message is. So then we go into Facebook or whatever, Twitter, Instagram, and then we start reading posts. And we start reading posts, then we start reading comments. And oh, people just love to give their opinion on social media, right? Quite often, negative opinions on stuff. Quite often, inflammatory, argumentative things. Everybody's a political expert. Everybody likes to share their opinions on stuff because the internet's given everybody a voice, so everyone's opinion matters. So what's happening is you're waking up in the morning and the first thing you see, and the way you start your day is by paying attention to all these other people's opinions, many of whom are strangers and really their opinion just should not matter to you. And I know this because I used to do it myself. I used to just casually look at my phone in the morning, see those messages, pay attention to the Facebook stuff, then I'd start going down a rabbit hole of scrolling and reading people's comments and stuff like that. And you know, it can set your day up, you know, on the wrong note. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, well, my cell phone's my alarm clock. More birds. But it doesn't have to be. Buy yourself an alarm clock. You can get one for like $10. An alarm clock is very, very cheap. Yeah, don't use your phone. Leave your phone in another room entirely. I like to leave mine downstairs more often than not. There's something really nice and freeing about that. You can leave it on charge downstairs. I know it's charging, I know it's there. I can take a watch or something else to tell the time. So the first thing when I wake up is I look at the time and I'm not seeing all these silly messages and going down a strange social media rabbit hole. It's going to help with your anxieties, trust me. Tip number 3. Water. The first thing you should do, in my opinion, when you wake up in the morning is just down a whole bunch of water. This took a little bit of getting used to for me because I'm a coffee drinker. Try not to overdo the coffee, 1, maybe 2 cups in the morning and that's it. But I just love my coffee. It's all I want in the morning. It's what I look forward to most. And so the idea of just downing a cold glass of water really didn't appeal to me at all. But it's amazing, you get used to it real quick. And it's important to go for the water before you go for the coffee, because coffee dehydrates us, water obviously doesn't. After 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, your body is in a state of dehydration. That's obvious, right? Because you've not been drinking. And your body is mostly made up of water. Your brain certainly is. So it requires water. The more water you drink in a day, the happier you'll be because you're fueling your brain. If you feel dehydrated for the day, you know what it's like. You feel groggy, you can't think straight, you can't focus, you're not generally as happy. So if you make a habit of getting a nice tall glass of water or have a water bottle with like a measurement on it. Decide what your own measurement is. I'm not going to tell you what that should be. Everybody's different. But just have a quantity of water that you know you are going to drink first thing before you do anything else every morning. And you make sure you drink that water. Tip number 4. Give yourself an hour in the morning for you. It might involve you waking yourself up an hour earlier every morning. That's okay. Maybe you go to bed an hour earlier. Or maybe you just have an hour less sleep. But it's very, very important that you make some time for you in the morning, because if you don't, if you're one of these people who sets your alarm clock to wake yourself up at the last moment before going to work, then you're running around stressing, and that's not good. That's not going to set you up for a great day. And I don't care what you do in that hour. That's up to you. It's custom made for you, right? But you give yourself that time to come around and face the day and do what you need to do. Grab your water, grab your coffee, grab your breakfast, which hopefully you've prepared the night before to save you some time. You can journal for just 2 or 3 minutes, just to remind yourself of like what you want out of the day, positive affirmations, things like that. Sounds a bit woo, but it works for a lot of people. It can be you go and get outside for 5-10 minutes. As you might have gathered, I just love walking around outside. It's one of my favorite things to do because you get in that fresh air, your body's moving, really helps clear the mind. Oh, more birds. Jesus, these guys are out in force today. Even the geese have come out to play. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. If you're the kind of person who races round last minute, only leaving yourself the minimum amount of time to get ready for work or whatever, that's obviously gonna really not help your anxiety, and it's gonna set you up for failure on your day. So yeah, give yourself that hour. You can go outside with your tea, coffee, you can take the dog for a walk, you can take yourself for a walk like I'm doing this morning. You could do one of my yoga sessions. Seriously though, 15-20 minutes out of your morning to do something physical, to get yourself loosened up, stretching, a little bit of meditation, can really help set your day off on the right note. So yeah, that's tip number 4. Tip number 5. Just decide, make the conscious decision that you are going to have a good day. Sounds simple, right? But if you've ever heard the saying, fake it till you make it, even if stuff's not going right in your life, if you had a bad day the day before, well, you have a choice. You have a choice as to whether you'll let that bad day bleed over into this day or not. Life is just a mental game. That's all it is. If you can trick yourself into believing that everything's good in your life, things could be a lot worse, you have a lot of good stuff going on. This is where journaling, I mentioned it earlier, but that can come in a little bit, because if you start your day journaling, or at the very least processing in your mind all the good stuff that's going on in your life and not focusing on the bad, it's kind of like tricking your brain almost until it genuinely believes that everything's good and that you're going to have a good day. There's a saying, whether you believe you're going to have a good day or you believe you're going to have a bad day, either way you're probably right. And there's a lot of truth in that. If you believe that you're a victim, if you believe that life's not fair, if you believe that you are going to have a crappy day because life is not very good right now, yesterday was bad, so today must be, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So just decide to have a good day. Easier said than done. Everyone's got their own difficulties in life, everyone's got their own problems, but you know, many of our problems, they seem really bad in the moment, and then the longer time goes on, time is a healer, right? Things don't seem quite as bad. So you are the master of your own destiny. Just decide that you are going to have a good day, and the chances of you having a good day are a lot higher. So there you go, guys. Those are my 5 habits or tips for a better day. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you've got any other tips that you personally use to try and ensure you have a better day. There aren't many. Maybe if I get enough good comments down below, I'll incorporate them into a separate video one day and give you guys a shout out. But I just thought I'd cover some very basic habits here. Obviously there are others, like make sure you have a good breakfast, but I don't want to be telling you how to eat in the morning, what to eat. I just thought I'd give you 5 habits that maybe not everyone takes into consideration. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you found any value in it whatsoever, please hit that like button. It's really appreciated. It really helps the channel out. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, just so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm going to be doing lots more yoga sessions. If you're interested in yoga, by the way, I'll put a card in the corner here for my beginner series. Yoga's one of the best things you can do for your mind and your body, in my opinion, but I'm biased. But there'll be other videos like this with tips for a healthier lifestyle, happier lifestyle, some exercise tips, nutrition tips. Lots of stuff to come. I've got lots of ideas. So stay tuned and subscribe. Okay guys, and with that being said, thank you so much from me and the birds. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.